everyone, I'm Emily and this is
Jeanette.
and today we are going to experience and learn about
Cu Chi Tunnel.
it. Actually, it's my very first time going there, so I'm really excited. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited.
So follow us to enjoy the trip and see how it goes. Let's go!
At 7 a.m., our bus and tour guide is already here to pick us up.
We have just arrived at Bat Dang Wharf, and actually this is one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this trip. Can you tell the people why, Janet?
Because usually you go to Cu Chi Tunnel by bus, but this time we're going to Cu Chi Tunnel by speedboat.
Exactly. And honestly, this is so much better for people who have car sickness like me. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get on the boat and get going.
So we had a light breakfast on the boat and learned about Cu Chi Tunnel's significance and history.
We are going to a local restaurant by the river.
It's gonna take around 1.5 hours to get there, and along the way, we also got to enjoy the views of the city when on the river, which is a whole new experience. It's just so different from when we are driving on the street, you know?
So we are already here at the Cu Chi Tunnels, one of the most iconic historical sites in Vietnam. But before really going inside the tunnels, let's go around to see what else is here in this whole area. Let's go!
Just right outside of the entrance, there's a little shop. Let's move and have a quick look. So there are snacks, there are some kinds of souvenirs that you can get for your friends and family. And there is also this corner where they display various wartime artifacts, including improvised traps, old rifles, bomb shells, and different types of ammunition used during the war. It is a small but striking introduction to the history and resilience behind the Cu Chi tunnels. Now we're getting our tickets to enter the tunnels. We have to walk through this little tunnel that leads deeper into the forest area. Here we're gathering around this large map of Cu Chi tunnels. Our guide is walking us through the entire layout, showing how the tunnels stretch across different zones and how each level connects to the others.
In about 20 years digging using more tunnels, they could make around 250 kilometers of tunnels more.
Right next to it, there's also an information board that explains the structure in more details. This gives us a clearer picture of how complex and incredible the whole tunnel network really is.
So this whole underground system here was built during the war, and the tunnel has multiple underground levels, usually 3 to 4 floors, and there are connecting rooms, shelters, storage areas for food, medical stations, and command rooms, everything. And it stretches for more than 250 kilometers, and it's just so incredible how people could live, work, and even fight right down here, this place.
Our guide then introduced us to the different types of traps used during the war. He explained how each trap was designed, how they were hidden, and why they were so effective in protecting the tunnel system. We also got to see the other sections that showcase the daily life in the tunnels, such as the military workshop, where the VC soldiers recycled every single piece of broken weapon that they had collected on the war field, because there was a lack of weapons for the Vietnamese army. Then there is this small sewing corner where the black pajamas were made. It is also known as the signature uniform for people in southern Vietnam. And next to it, it was an area displaying how the famous rubber sandals were made.
Normally the sandal here make from car wheel in a trip, so it's taken up to protect their fish from bomb shell. But one more thing, no mud, no water content, so more convenient than bush by American soldier in the wet weather over here.
After going to the shooting area, we were heading to the Paper Rice Wine Performance House to see how the people are cooking here in the past.
To make rice cracker, we mix with coconut milk and some of the recipe for this.
Now it's officially time for us to really crawl in the tunnels.
First, our guide let us try this hidden trapdoor to see how well it blends to the route. It disappears almost instantly once the lid is covered, a simple but very incredibly effective piece of camouflage. Alright, here we go into the tunnels. These passageways were once a hidden lifeline during the war, and even though the sections we're entering now have been adjusted for visitors, you can still feel how tight and challenging the space is. The deeper you go, the darker and narrower it gets, just enough to give you a glimpse of what life underground was really like. After the tunnel experience, we stopped for a traditional goji treat, steamed cassava with a bit of salt and peanuts, paired with warm pandan tea. This used to be a very common food source for people living in the tunnels, which is why they were often extremely skinny. After the break, we headed to the film room to watch a short documentary about the history of this place. This activity wraps up the whole Goji experience really nicely, and it gives you a moment to reflect before ending the visit. After leaving the site, we headed out for lunch, and honestly, this is a big highlight of the tour, and the meal was surprisingly good. We had a full set of dishes like chicken, fish, spring rolls, soup, and vegetables. A really satisfying way to wrap up the trip before heading back to the city.
We just finished having lunch and now we're heading to the speedboat to come back to Ho Chi Minh City.
If you're planning to visit the Goji tunnels or honestly any tour in Ho Chi Minh City, you can check them out on Best Price Travel's website. Best Price is a really reputable travel company here in Vietnam, known for clear information, great service, and well-organized tours. For more details, please click on the link that I put in the description.